everyone, I'm Becky,
And I'm Sarah.
and we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we're talking about The Island by Natasha Preston, which I got off of NetGalley.
Same.
So this is a horror book, and it is about Paisley, and she is she's Instagram famous. She has I don't know, is she Instagram famous or YouTube famous?
She has YouTube, and she has a podcast too, right?
Was it podcast? I couldn't, yeah.
I think it was a podcast.
Maybe she's podcast famous. But she talked about murders. That was she was like a criminology specialist. And she gets invited along with a bunch of other influencers to this island where there's going to be a theme park built by a reclusive billionaire. And they're supposed to test the theme park this weekend before it opens and post about it and give them a lot of free press. Well, at the theme park, people start dying, and Paisley's pulled into the mystery of trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. So the one thing that I forgot, when you brought up billionaire, Paisley talks about having money but not having enough money, and I don't know, there's weird, her weird asides on how rich she was, comparatively, was really just strange.
Well, and then she talked about I was poor, but now we're not, because my parents invested well. They did one good investment, and all of a sudden they're very, very wealthy.
Well, and she was poor until she was 7. That doesn't really, I don't know.
But it was she talked about she had to wear shoes where you could see your toes came through the shoe, but then all of a sudden they had enough money to make a big enough investment.
No, I don't think it was that she wore those shoes. It was kids in her school. It wasn't even her.
Oh, okay. See, and that's, yeah, I did not love this book. This is my first Natasha Preston book, and I read it because they're popular. They're popular at my library, and I didn't connect with any of the characters. I actually thought that parts of it were boring.
So, up front, this book is not my jam, and but that's okay. But it could have been, and I think the issue was the plot. It is very of its genre. I thought that. I think it does have an audience, but the problem is I couldn't connect to the characters. It could have.
There are a lot of characters.
It could have sold me, even if she had all those characters and didn't develop them like she did. But if she had at least developed some of them and made them charming, that would have totally changed the trajectory of this book.
Well, and this is another one of those things where the author is English, and the things that Paisley say are very obviously English, but I'm
I felt that.
And then her brother's at Princeton, and I'm okay, so is it one of those where we're faking being in the United States? But then I'm she never says that. You can go from England to the United States for college, and they don't tell you where the island is, do they?
I don't think so.
So I was thinking that something that shouldn't bother me. I don't know, like I said, because I enjoy a good horror story. It never grabbed me. I wasn't particularly scared. And I think part of it is, like you said, if you don't care about the characters, you don't care if the characters are killed. I couldn't keep them straight.
But I also, the ones that I did know, I didn't really care about.
And the ending is so...
Well, and I think that's where this review is coming from for me. I was pretty good throughout most of it, and then when the twist came, I was like, oh no, and then I was just done. I did not like the twist. I didn't like it. I needed to know who the killer was for 90% of the book, and then I find out who it is, and I'm like, I'm done.
Well, and the motivation is kind of blah.
Yeah,
and yeah, it felt, and it didn't feel fresh. It felt like this has been done. And I probably won't read more. And I might give it a try as an audio, because maybe with the right reader, the suspense might be there.
So, I don't know if I'll read any more by her, because I really didn't enjoy this. But I don't know that I won't. I probably will recommend this to horror fans, because I think there is an audience for this.
And we have a lot of kids coming in and asking for horror books. And I have her books on display a lot because they are horror and because the kids ask for them.
So yeah, I think there is an audience for this. I'm not that audience. I won't keep reading it, but I think that, and I also kind of feel, and this could be wrong, but I feel like once you've read one of them, you've read them all, and you kind of know what you're getting in, like what you're getting.
I think it depends on the author. Some authors who write horror, like every book feels different. And to be quite honest, like I didn't think the writing was that great. Like mechanically,
So
plotting,
what you're
character
saying is
development.
true, but I think with this, like this particular author, I think once you've read one, you've read them
I
all.
feel like I'd have to give her a second book for that, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that. But no, I think honest, like when it gets down to it, I don't think the writing was that good. The characters weren't developed, the plotting wasn't great. I couldn't figure out like where things were on the island. Like stuff wasn't described super well.
I don't know. It
And
just
then
felt
I
like a
think the twist
made-for-TV
is it
horror
like
movie.
the I feel like there weren't really like things dropped to like lead you to the twist. It was just like boom twist. Like those to me are signs that it's an issue with the writing.
No, it definitely felt like a TV movie,
It
like
felt like
TV
a TV
before.
movie like on CBS where they cut out all the stuff, like all the like even like the gore when they're finding the bodies, it wasn't particularly like scary.
Yeah.
Should we just rate it?
Yeah, we're good to.
Our rating starts at the top with 5 unicorns. We go down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it is a horse. Where are you?
I'm struggling because like I said, I know that there's an audience for this and I know that I would potentially recommend this to someone. I personally didn't love it, so I think I'm going to give it a 2, but I am considering a 3, but I think I'm still going to go with a 2.
I'm going with a 2 because I thought about this. There are other books that I have given a 3 recently that were significantly better, and there are books when I react to a book like this, it's usually a 2. It was okay. It was fine. There are other people. It's not for me. I'm not saying that not everybody's going to enjoy it. There are people out there that will really enjoy it, but for me, it was a 2.
So,
So that is where we are on the island, and we'll see you around.
bye.
Bye.